Hi, everybody. Apparently, my name's Donut now, and welcome to Motortown. So, what is Motortown? Motortown is an open world simulation. It's a sandbox game that revolves, as it sounds, around driving. You got basically infinite choices of careers. You can be a delivery driver, you can be a police officer, you can drive a heavy wrecker, you can drive a bus, a taxi, a limo. It's really just open to your imagination. It's got great physics. It's got an excellent vehicle simulation. Like in depth, you can get into suspension tuning, gearboxes, all that stuff. So if you're interested in learning more, stick around for the video and we'll go over a few things. So as we're ripping around in the old Slamborghini here, you'll notice it says Motor Maven over there. That is the server that we're on. When you start this game, I would highly suggest jumping on to an open world server. I wouldn't go single player right off the bat, but I would join a server. And one of the biggest reasons for that is this game has a fairly in-depth economy. And in your single player game, you are going to be limited to a zero economy start. Whereas if you jump onto a server that's populated, such as Motor Maven or Grizzlies, you have an economy that is already well on its way. Alright, so how do you play this game? First thing that you're going to do when you get to the main menu is you're going to need to create a character. Now, obviously, I already have a character because I've been playing for some time. But we're going to create a character. We're going to name it Donut 2. And we're going to go through and we're going to find a body that we like. Now, you'll notice that there's two different generations of bodies, and they stop with Santa. So everything before Santa, you cannot adjust. Everything after Santa, you see, she's got no hair, and now you have an option for hair. So we're going to go through, we're going to find, I do quite like that one. It's kind of a little bit like me. But you've got a couple new options here. We're going to go back to this guy, and we'll go through the hair. There's quite a few hair options here. And we've got a couple of helmets as well. So we're going to go back to, I think it was 16 that I used on my other character. Yeah, that looks good. We'll start with that. Like I said, you can make your own. So we'll start with that. And you can see we have 0 money and our skill count is 0. We have 21 owned vehicle parts. That's what's part of the vehicle that we own. We own 1 vehicle. We own 5 items, and we'll go through that and we'll find out exactly what all of this is in just a second. So we're going to hit create. No, we're not. We've already created. So we're going to hit select. There we go. So you can see we're on new character. We have no starting money and we have no skill points at all. If you hit drive, that's going to bring you to single player game where you have no starting economy. It is quite a tough grind when you start that way. So we're going to go to join. And we're going to wait for the infinite pinwheel here to go through. Here we go. And we are going to go to Motor Maven. Now, the reason I suggest this server is it is well admined. It has a good community behind it. You can see their Discord link there. Go ahead, join the Discord, become part of the community. I've sunk almost 300 hours into this game, and almost all of it has been on Motor Maven. Highly recommend these guys. There's a couple other big servers out there. Grizzlies is usually pretty good, but you can see there's nobody on right now. Bugsville, you will find other creators online. One of them is Mr. Bug. He is, at least to my knowledge, not part of Bugsville. He is part of Mr. Bug's infested server, so don't get the two confused. Bugsville is chaos. If you thrive on chaos, go to Bugsville. If you thrive on a good, immersive, role-playing environment, come over to Motor Maven. And come say hi. Tell them Donut sent you. So when you start, you're going to get a server message. This is going to go through all of the rules. And we're going to go through quests. Now, I'm going to disable the quests here because I already know what I'm doing, but I want to show you guys a couple of quick ways that you can make a little extra money. So options. Okay, now we've got all of our quests put away. You can see we have our starter vehicle here. This is a Tuscan. It is really nothing special. And it's going to go through all of your little tutorials, how to do things. I would suggest doing the tutorials. But for now, we're just going to show you how a couple of quick ways to make money. So when you get started, there's a couple things you should know. You do have a couple of car tuning garages where you can go and you can customize your vehicle. Let's go, you know what, just because we're talking about it, let's go check it out real quick. You're going to pull up to this block. You'll see on the right hand side you've got the pop-up for the controls. We're going to interact with it, and we're going to, let's go into parts. So you see powertrain, you've got a couple different radiators, couple intakes, lots of different engines that you can install. You can turbo it, transmission, lots of things you can do. Now, some of these things are limited to your driving skill. So if we look at the engine, you can see we've got a red number popping up saying that we need to be driver level 5, driver level 2, 5, 10, 30, and you will level up quite quickly. The base driving is based on your kilometers driven, so you get one driving skill level per 10 kilometers driven. So you do level up quite quickly. Now, couple things you can do. You can go over and you can rent a bus. Now when you have no driving skills, you see these two buses are AI. They're somebody's company. We'll get into that a little bit later, but you can go in and you can rent a bus, and then you go around and you do the bus route, and it's timed, and you get paid and penalized based off of early or late. So it's a good way to quickly and easily make money, as well as you grind that starting level pretty quickly. Same thing with taxis. Taxis pay a little bit better, but they're a little bit more hit and miss, a little bit more involved. Now, if you really want to make some money early on, do garbage runs. You'll make like 100K on a good day per run, and each run is like a half an hour's worth of work in total. They're pretty good. When you get your skill up, now this is a server that does whitelisting for their police department, so you'll have to join the Discord. You'll have to apply, but you can do police department work. So you go through, you do your patrols, that kind of thing. And you see we've got firefighters as well. So you can do some fire rescue stuff as well. Now, one of the most important things when you're doing a multiplayer server is despawning your unused vehicles. It's very easy. You pull into any parking stall. That's these parking stalls that look like they've got a glass plate underneath them. And you are going to use the parking space icon, and then you're just going to go down and you're going to despawn vehicle. It costs you nothing to despawn them. However, it costs you $300 to respawn them. So keep that in mind. Right now I have no money, so if I despawn this vehicle, I'm kind of hooped. So we won't do that right now. And we are going to go do a couple of deliveries. So we'll get started, and this is just in the starter town. The map is quite large, so there's lots of room for all kinds of activities. But we're going to do a couple of food deliveries first, because they pay quite well. there you can see my vehicle took a little bit of body damage there too. You see somebody's doing taxi runs right now. We're going to head over here. We're going to head over to the... I don't know what this is. Big Burgers. You just pull into the icon. And looks like I can't load anything. So this is a bust. However, I would bet you that we can probably do some supermarket deliveries. So we pull in back to the delivery location here. I think we should have cargo space in this. And let's do some grocery bags. Here you go. So not too bad. We cannot load this in the Tuscan. We're off to a great start here. So this is where renting a vehicle may be beneficial to you early in the game. Because we have 0 points. Like, we have absolutely nothing. So let's go find something else to do. We can't turn this into a taxi. But you know what we can do? Here's another tip here for you. If you pull into one of these spawners, this is just a generic vehicle spawner, and you can see that it's got taxi above it, so it's only going to spawn you taxis. So we'll come over here, all taxi. Trophy taxi, we need to be level 2 for this, so I can't do this yet. So we're off to a great start here. Off to a real good start. See, we're already down on fuel pretty good. $0 to our name. So I'm going to go drive around for a little bit, see if I can get us up to driver level 2. And then we'll be right back. Alright, welcome back. We are about 95% of our way to getting our first level completed here. See in the bottom right corner there, the odometer ticking away on the speedometer there. 9.9. And there we go. Level 2. Now drive a taxi and hit Evie as she's running across the road. Alright, so let's go grab a taxi now that we've driven around for a little bit. Alright, so now we're in the box. Spawn a taxi, and you can see that we have trophy taxi is no longer grayed out. We are going to change vehicle. You see that automatically despawned our current vehicle and spawned in this vehicle. So we're going to drive out of the box, just that we're not interacting with that anymore. We'll get rid of that rental notification, and we will press up on the D-pad or X on your keyboard. And we are going to grab the most expensive one that we can complete. So you notice there's a couple here that say that they're grayed out, and that is because they require a limo. So limo is a limo. Obviously this little Lada that we're in, or trophy, is not a limo. It is not luxurious by any means. So we are going to make sure that we do not have an urgent passenger, and we're going to try to not do comfort. So there we go. This leaves us with only a couple of them, but we have this one here. We have to drive almost across the map. Oh, somebody just picked them up. That was probably... No, that's not Utopia. We just timed out on that one. We do have this one. That one's for $2,200, so we will accept this. We'll back out, and you can see down on the lower left, we have a waypoint and a GPS routing on our map. So we'll follow that, and I will meet you when we're there. Alright, so we're about to pick up passengers here. Or I should say passenger. You just drive into the box. Hop on the D-pad. And you can see that we just need to take them into... Is this Jeju? Yeah, we just need to take them into Jeju. Nice and quick, nice and easy. They say thank you, which is wonderful. And we're going to head back. So we're just going to drive down there, drop her off, and collect our first pay. So while I'm flying down here on my way to drop off their very first paying customer, it is worth noting you can get pulled over and fined by the police for speeding, for driving the wrong way, for causing accidents, a whole bunch of other stuff. Ooh. Also, for whatever reason, there are ghosts kicking around and you're supposed to hit them. I don't know what it accounts for, but they're still in the game for some reason. But anyway, yeah, so you do have to be careful. Online servers, the police will be other players. I've missed my turn. I'm too busy yakking. There we go. So do be mindful of that. But the quicker you can complete jobs, the quicker you're going to A, level up, and B, earn cash. So here we go. Park. Payment. Now, remember when we looked at this earlier, it said $22.99? That's fantastic. You also get a town effect bonus. That is part of the economy, and that is something we would not have gotten if we were playing on single player. But because we're playing on a multiplayer server, we get that bonus. So you take that into account, add those up, take off the vehicle owner's share, which is something that you'll almost always find with a rented vehicle. You always have to pay the vehicle owner, unless it's a player's company vehicle and they've set it to 0. So that's something you can do later. Feel free to ask in the chats. Most of the time people will have something and they'll say, yeah, fill your boots, go hard. And that's also a way that you can get a higher level vehicle if they have set their limits or requirements for that vehicle to 0. So again, something to look out for, something to just ask in chat. 9 times out of 10, you'll have somebody on that'll say, absolutely, I'll meet you at this location and you can use my vehicle. So in the meantime, we will accept this. You can see our taxi light is now on. We are now available for another taxi run. Let's see if we have any. So we'll see if we can find an urgent passenger. So there's 3 different levels of taxi. So there's just your base, or 4, I guess. There's just your basic taxi, which is what we just did. Your next step up is going to be a comfort taxi, which means you have to drive nicely. Next step is going to be urgent, which means you have to drive fast, like what we just did. And then the last step is going to be limo, which is a specific limo. You have comfort already tagged into that, and those are the highest paying. So if we go back to pay, here we can do this. We have to drive all the way to the other end of the map. I don't want to do that. However, this one is the opposite. So we're going to do this one. We're already ready for this. This is not an urgent passenger, but we are going to accept them. You see, that's a $17,000 taxi fare. So the economy in this game is not realistic. But it is fun. So I really have to give kudos to Mr. Huang, the developer of this game. Sorry, I probably absolutely butchered your name, but this game is fantastic. Runs off the Unreal Engine, uses a polygon pack for the base, and he has done just an amazing job of fleshing this out and making this feel like a realistic and believable just open world. Great, here we are, about to pick up our second passenger at the coffee shack. The old coffee cafe. And you can see here behind him, there is a vehicle with $40,000 tag over its roof. You can walk up and you can buy that. We'll check that out real quick here before we pick up our paying customer. So you walk over to this. You can buy it, rent it. We don't have it high enough level. You can see we've only got a level 3 right now. Need to be level 5 to purchase that. And we don't have the cash either. But you can go to the bank, you can get a loan, and you can get around that cash limit. However, you can't get around that level limit. Like I say though, levels add up quick. So let's pick up our guy.
Thank you very much.
Here we go. Taxi light goes off. Drive around this barrier. Now you can knock these barriers down pretty easily, but they do damage you a little bit. But it's also something I wouldn't worry about too much. Now, because this is a long drive, we are going to put it on autopilot. Yes, this game has a full autopilot. It is slow, it is painful, and it does limit your XP gains by 50% while driving. But it gives you the chance to get up, stretch your legs, do something else instead of driving for, you see in the bottom left corner, we've got 33K to go. So we're going to enable it. Your first step is cruise control. You can see we're set at 64. And if we press that button one more time, boom, autopilot. I'm completely hands off. Now there's a couple other things you can do on this. You can change your driving mode. So we've got comfort, sport, drift. Change it to comfort. You can see it limits the RPMs. It limits your acceleration and braking thresholds. Sport takes those away, and drift allows you to spin the tires. But put it in comfort. We'll save a little bit of gas, save a little bit of headache. This is not an urgent rush, so we'll just let the taxi take us. And one thing I should probably note, the weather does affect your driving. So it will affect your road traction. So steering, braking, just tire grip in general will be affected when the roads are wet. The other thing is your XP is cut in half. I think I said that, but I just want to make sure. Your XP gain is cut in half when you're using autopilot. So it'll take you 20 kilometers to gain 1 XP point as opposed to 10 kilometers if you're manually driving. So anyway, we're a third of the way there. We're on to the second island here. So you can see us, we're down here now, just crossed the bridge, and we have all of this way to go. So it's going to take us a hot minute to get there. I'll do a little bit of hand driving myself just to speed things up because we're not on a comfort ride, so I can slog this thing a little bit. But yeah, it's going to be a hot minute. But it is quite pretty out here sometimes. Just give everybody a little honk as you go past. It's just kind of the common courtesy around here. It's like saying hi or waving. Here's something to consider too. With the vehicle simulation, you can also overheat your engine from revving it too high for too long or putting too hard of a strain on it. You will lose power when it overheats, and you will also lose coolant when it overheats, so you will overheat more frequently after you've done it the first time and sequentially more after that. You can buy extra coolant. You just go to a grocery store or some of the gas stations will sell it as well. and you just walk up to the vehicle holding it in your hand, and it'll fill it up if you have enough. The other option is take it to a garage and do the repair. That is the cheaper option. And we'll also completely refill it and give you the option to repair the body and anything else. Most bad collisions, even on the big vehicles, are only going to cost you a couple $1,000s. So it's not a huge penalty to wreck your vehicle. However, it can be a fairly decent penalty to go off the road and get yourself stuck and have to do a self-repair, or not self-repair, self-rescue. Now, one of the benefits to being on a multiplayer server such as Motor Maven is you have active DOT members that will come and rescue you for free. So if you go off the road, you roll your vehicle, you get stuck, you can call DOT, they will come and they will rescue you for free. Now, when you're rolling in the dough like we are here, about to be, it doesn't really matter. But the bigger the vehicle and the further you have to go, the more it is going to cost you. Now, speaking of the more it's going to cost you, you see that vehicle owner's share. That just cost us almost $4,000. Now, that said, we're up to 15 grand. We're up to taxi level 10 already. And if we get out of the taxi, you can see we're up to driver level 6. So that does not take very long at all. And we're going to hop back into the taxi. We're going to see if we can pick up another ride on the way back. Where is this? This looks like it's probably going to be here at the farm. And it is. That is a bit of a hike, but it is the nearest taxi job that we can do. Unless there's a comfort. No, there's no comfort here. And these are all in Era, which are, again, a bit of a drive away. And they're all comfort. If we look at our pay, comfort 4, yeah, we can't fit that. We don't have room for 4. Comfort urgent, do not take these. Comfort and urgent do not go together. Let's see if we can't pick up a comfort. Yeah, looks like no matter what, we're going down to Era, which is fine. We'll go down there. This is one of the newer areas. They just put in, you've got the police department that's been there for a while, the supermarket, that's a staple of the area. But they just put in this fire hall down here, which is quite nice. And they've also just put in the drag strip. And it looks like they're working on a small flat track, maybe a dirt track coming in soon. So excited to see that. I think this is going to be a small airport. And I think I've seen another one start to show up down here as well. Down in, this is Sanho. It's the area that we're currently in. So it looks like there's going to be a couple airports. So a couple extra little things that they're adding in. This map is constantly evolving, which is the other nice thing too. We just, a couple of days ago, this road that we came down just dropped on this last patch. They just put this in. So previously, we would have had to come all the way down here and then kick over. So this has saved us probably about 10 minutes worth of driving by being able to just drop down here. Oh, we got a passenger pop up here just a couple seconds ago. Ooh, it is a comfort passenger. Hey, you know what? We'll take it. It looks like it is a very short trek. Let's go pick them up. You can see down on the bottom left, or bottom right corner, beg your pardon, we are short on gas. So we can't go very far without hitting a gas station because we kind of burned a whole bunch of it. And we'll show you guys what a comfort passenger is and why I don't recommend them right off the bat. You are going to lose comfort points very quickly when you're first starting driving, especially if you're driving on mouse and keyboard. It's very hard to drive smooth. Now I am using a controller. You can also play this game on a wheel if you wanted to. But mouse and keyboard, not conducive to a comfort passenger, and especially if that's mixed with an urgent. Because urgent, you have to drive fast, and comfort kind of should go without saying. Gotta drive smooth. Alright, so pick this guy up. We are going 40 meters for $36.
Thank you very
So
much.
take him. You see it down in the bottom center, we've got a new icon. And up in the top right, we've got another icon. So those comfort boxes, those will go away. See if we can stomp one out here.
Be careful.
There we go. So you see I did a quick brake. You saw down in the center there, the dot moved from the center out, turned red, and we lost a comfort box. So you got to be careful with that. You can see that moves around with the vehicle.
Thank you.
There we go. $30. Comfort, I only got 1 star out of 2. I got 4 XP, so they do gain you more points. So that is something worth considering. However, I wouldn't recommend it right off the bat. When you get comfortable, go for it. But off the bat, probably not. And here we're going to come past one of the more rewarding career choices that you can make. And when I say career choice, I mean like you can switch out to anything at any time. You're never locked into a career. It's not like I've started this game and I will only... Oh, I'm stuck now. It's not like I will only ever be a taxi driver in this. I can go do police work. I can go do fire EMS. I can go do recoveries. I can do long haul. Do hotshot services. Pizza delivery. Like, you do just about anything. But this is actually a good call here. I'm going to call for DOT. I see there's a couple of DOT members on here right now. We'll ask in chat. Oh, need to spell. Alright. So we'll ask for DOT help. We'll see if we can get anybody to come rescue us. And just like that, we've got Cubic Big Dog. He's showing up in a Pulio. We have Donut 2 before GTA 6. I love it. I've told nobody that I'm doing this, and they're already catching on. All right, here we go. Now you get to see this, and this is one of the kind of like mid-grade wreckers. This isn't one of the big rotators. This isn't the big rollback. You know, the premium top tiers. This is level 3 towing out of like level 6. So this should be good. And just because the server is down below 30 FPS, I'm going to get out of the taxi. Because believe it or not, when you have a character in a vehicle and the vehicle is being interacted with, it can glitch out. I guess I also could have took the park brake off. God, what am I, a rookie here? All right. Make sure to thank him. Give him a couple of honks. But there we go. We got to demonstrate a little bit of DOT work. Got to demonstrate a little bit of recovery and whatnot. So, job well done. Give it, Big Dog, if you're watching. Thank you. Now we're going to go get rid of this taxi. We're going to jump back up to the main town here, and we'll show you how to do a fast travel or teleport. Can't do it with a vehicle. Just like every other vehicle in the game, you have to despawn your vehicle when you're done with it. And the biggest reason is it hurts the server performance. The more things that are spawned out there, the poorer the server works, and the poorer your experience is going to be. We'll get rid of this little taxi. Just drive it into a parking stall here. I'm going to shut it off, turn the lights off, just because it's my own tick. And we'll come down here, down to despawn vehicle. Boom. Gone. All right. Look at us go. Now if we bring up the map, I'll come over here. And I want to go back up to the main town here. And we are going to go over to any of these house icons. Any house icon you can teleport to. You just select. It'll ask you to go there. It costs you 100 coins, $100, whatever you want to call it. And just like that, we are here. And don't be like, hi, I'm Kev, and leave your vehicle unattended. Don't leave it abandoned. That's just, like I said, it hurts server performance, and it kind of just looks sloppy. So don't do that. I am going to bring out my vehicle. I only have one, Tuscan, so we'll bring it out. Bring it over for repair, because I smacked the body on it. And then we're going to go buy our first vehicle. Go down to repair. You see we can do everything individually. And body. Body's halfway shot, and it's $22 to repair. So, very cheap to hit stuff in this game. It's not a big penalty. It is kind of a dick move if you hit somebody else's vehicle, so don't do that. There you go. Give a couple little honks as we go past. Honk at the Pickle. Pickle's driving one of the new E-Vans. I've got a couple of those in my other save. They are definitely worth the money, though they are not cheap. Alright, so we'll roll down to the car dealership here. I'm going to park the Tuscan in the parking spot and despawn it. Again, it is always free to despawn your vehicle, and it stops people from yelling at you. Roll over here, and we'll pick a vehicle that we like. Now this is the Trophy 2. We were just driving the Trophy, so it's new Lada. This is not an asset-based vehicle, so a lot of the older vehicles that you see here are out of asset packs, and they're slowly being phased out. So that vehicle we were in, the taxi, will be phased out for the Trophy 2. Now, kind of cool thing about the Trophy 2, it's got actual cargo space. So you can do like grocery runs, pizza runs, and stuff like that with the Trophy 2. You can throw a taxi license on the top of it. You can carry 3 passengers. So it is quite a versatile little starter vehicle. Here we have our starter vehicle in a little bit rougher looking condition. Now this is just a skin. It doesn't actually affect anything. But I think what we're going to do is, I think we're going to go for this guy. What is this, a Dabo? Yeah, I think we're going to go for the Dabo. Reason being, this little key truck, it's cheap. You could go for the Dory. The Dory's a little bit more expensive. They got the same capacity. Save yourself the $3,000. Put it into upgrades on the vehicle, like an engine and a radiator. It's really all you actually need. And this will be a powerful little delivery vehicle. You can throw pallets in the back. You can throw food boxes, all that kind of stuff in the back. Very, very useful. Or you can come over here and you can buy a van. These class as buses. So this little Volkswagen minibus here is a bus. It's not a cargo vehicle. Same with the Lilliput bus. It is a bus, not a cargo vehicle. But everything over here is a van. Now, we've got, how much money do we have? We have $15,000. So we can't even afford the cheapest van, which I believe is called Vanny. Yeah, Vanny. Vanny is very useful, but Vanny is also quite limiting. See if we can open the door. There we go. Toggle door. So, decent amount of cargo space in Vanny. Come over here. Toggle door. A little bit more cargo space. Yeah, it's you can kind of think of vans as reskins of each other, so it's really just preference and price. Um, but yeah, I think I'd rather go for a van than anything else right now. All right, so we've ended up over at Gosan Truck. Still looking at the Dabo. Still looking at the Dory. I really want the E-Van, but you got to be truck level 20, which doesn't take very long. It's also 80k. But nice thing is, unlike any other vehicle in the game, really, you can walk through the vehicle, which is, it's nice. Just that little immersion factor, which is kind of cool. And they are dirt cheap to run. So that's another nice selling factor on them. They take forever to charge, because it is an electric vehicle, but they're dirt cheap to run. In the meantime, we're going to look at a couple other vehicles here. So you've got all of the semi-tractors. Now, a couple of them do look the same. Like these three here, they do look the same. They are all different. So you've got a 4x2. You've got, is this the 6x4? I think this is the 6x4, yeah. And then this is the, this is the 2x6 with lift axle, or 4x2 with lift axle. So they are all slightly different, hence the slightly different price tags on them. Power-wise, comfort-wise, all of that other stuff, they're all the same. You got the Titan, which is an asset pack vehicle. And you can tell the asset packs from the non-asset packs, because the non-asset packs will have a 3-letter manufacturer to them. So these are all SCM. So these are made by somebody. This Titan here is part of an asset pack, so nobody in the game made this. It's just pulled from assets. You got the SCM, and then you got the ZHC. So this is the Golema. This is kind of between the Golema and the Longhorn. These two are kind of the meta for semi-trucks, and obviously they are way out of our price range right now, but we will eventually get there. The FL1 is an excellent vehicle to start with if you can scrounge the 160k for it, plus probably another 30 to 50k for a decent engine for it and radiator. Put a radiator transmission and decent engine in it, you can get this thing up to 540 horse. It'll pull anything on the map, and it's got a heck of a gas tank on it. Same with the Longhorn here, 540. Same with the Golema, 540 engine size. But the Longhorn has the largest fuel tanks in the game. So if you want to do cross map quite a bit, Longhorn's the answer. But anyway, we're just starting. We can't even think that far ahead right now. We're going to go look at this little Kira truck here. Vehicle level required 2. So we cannot get this even if we took out a loan. Look at the Kira box. Level 3. Kira tanker. Yeah, see, now you're starting to get into some level requirements. This one, the Kira rollback. This is an excellent little truck. Requires towing level of 5 though. So you have to get the Dory Wrecker to start. And it's 30k for that thing. Quite limited, but quite a lot of fun still. The little SCM van, truck level 8, driver level 10, and everything else is going to be way out of our price range and way out of our limits. But if we can, I can't even get a garbage truck yet. I can't even rent it. This is the best, the fastest way to level up and make money on a good server with a garbage truck. You're making 100k almost per run, and it's like a half an hour. It's like a half an hour of your time for like 80 to 100k, like every time. So definitely worth it. In the meantime, we need to level up. So we're going to run down here. Oh, Kev's in his Tuscan. So he is no longer abandoned it. He's just a couple levels higher than us. We're going to take this. I'm going to buy it. Yes, this is ours. So let's take it over to Gosan truck here. We're going to go into the shop here. And we do still own the Tuscan. We haven't sold that yet. You see those 3 coins stacked there, floating in the distance. The little box underneath them. You can go there and you can sell a vehicle. You get pennies on the dollar for them. But if you're in a grind and you need to swap out a vehicle, that's a good way to do it. So repair, we don't need anything. Paint, I'm gonna throw a coat of paint on this. Paint's only $100. So we're gonna trick this thing out a little bit. Yes, I do still have my palette. Let's go with that. Body 1. Where's body 1? Oh, okay. Well, we're gonna start with chrome. We're gonna go chrome. I know chrome won't get you home, but that's where we start. It's interesting that that is a second color, and yet inside the box isn't. This is cargo bed. Cargo bed. I just want that black. There we go. Seat 1. Seat 1 will make that black. Seat 2 will make that nice bright red. We'll make that match. There we go. We're looking good. Okay. See? Paint only costs $100. Cheap. Totally customized. Perfect vehicle. Okay, we'll go back. We'll go into decals. Decals are kind of weird. And this is not something that you need to do at all. You don't have to decal anything. I'm just going to put... where are my arrows? There they are. I'm just going to put my arrows on the side here. We're going to scale it. You can see all of the keybinds here. I'm going to scale it. We're going to stretch it. It up just a little bit. I don't like that it's in the door handle, but I think I'll be okay with that. We're going to make sure that's mirrored. There you go. Okay, option color. Typically, I've been using this for the color. You know what? That's not terrible. That's not terrible. I don't mind that at all. But you know what? We'll keep it clean. We're not going to do any decals. No decals. Keep it completely clean. Parts, though, I definitely want to powertrain, radiator, large radiator. It's $1,000. It dramatically reduces the amount of overheating you're going to do, which dramatically increases the amount of driving you're going to do. So, highly recommend that one right off the bat. Intake, engine. Intake I wouldn't bother with. Engine. Oh, you could put a 140 horse V8 in there for $2,000. We'll go with that. We'll go with that. That's going to be worth it, because now we're not going to struggle going up hills, and we're not going to take forever to get somewhere. So that, I feel, is a worthwhile upgrade. Differentials, probably wouldn't worry about on this scale. Final drive ratio, definitely wouldn't worry about. Transmission, we've got the 5-speed in there. That's perfect. Turbocharger, that's an excellent way to overheat your vehicle. Don't put turbos in until you're into the big stuff or into a racing application. Let's see here, etc. Trailer hitch, we're not going to worry about a trailer hitch right now. It will be coming in the future, because we can put a whole ton or a whole host of different trailers on the back of this thing. We don't have any other options here. Aerodynamic. Ooh, we can change our bumpers. Look at this. I hate all of them. Okay, we're not going to do that. Side skirt. Oh, yeah, no. We're not doing that. Rear bumper. What have we got? Rear bumper. Oh, no, that's front bumper again. Oh, never mind. I was looking down here when I said that. It's still clicked up here somehow. Yeah, we're good with that. Suspension, I am going to see if I can put some dampers in here. No, we're not. That's going to cost me $8,000 to do that, because that's $2,000 a piece. So, we're good. We're good, we're good, we're good. Oh, one thing. Angle kit. Angle kit, very useful on large vehicles. Wouldn't bother on a small vehicle. What that does, I can't steer the vehicle. That adds 5 degrees of steering, or adds 10 degrees of steering. So on a long vehicle like the Golema rotator, like what you guys seen in one of the opening shots there, the big rotator wrecker, super useful. Do it. Just about anything else, wouldn't bother with it. But you can also get into all kinds of different stances and stuff. You can slam it, you can lift it. So lots of different things. But first, before we go spending money, we need to make money. And that's why I wanted to put shocks in this thing. It is so bouncy. All right. So let's go to one of the warehouses and we'll see if we can pick up a local delivery. I think there's a... Yeah, we'll go down to the import shop here and we'll see if there's anything we can do. The V8's really howling under the hood. Switch to in-cab driving for a little bit. You see it's got SCM on the dash or on the wheel here, so you can see that it is one of the custom vehicles for this game. It's not part of the asset pack, which is quite nice. If we switch the view one more time, this is not a glitch. This is intentional. You can see your tires. This makes sense when we go into some of the other areas. Where are we looking at here? There we go. We'll try and keep in third person, just so there's less motion sickness. If we pull over here, you can see there's a spot at the loading dock. We're going to back into here because my role playing. Oop, there we go. Pick up delivery. What do we have? What is the most expensive one we can do? Go down to Guanjin. Now, see this? This means that it is off-road. This is hell. We don't actually want to do that. But we can load this. And can we load a second pallet? No, we can only do one pallet on this at a time, which seems weird. Should be able to do two. But that's okay. Now, another thing, we have to strap this down. So you see down in the bottom right corner, you've got your inventory. So if I hit X, it brings up my flashlight. If I hit Y, that brings up the cargo strap. Just walk over to it, hit up on your D-pad or X on your keyboard, and that straps it down. And that gets you out of a potential fine in the game. And there we go. Drive. I wonder if I drop all the doors on this, will it allow me a second pallet? So I'm driving all the way down there. No. I can't load a second pallet. Dang it. Worth a try. Alright, let's put them back up. This looks silly with them all down. Yes, toggle door. There we go. So we've got 22k to drive. We'll go drive. Remember to steer where you're going. There we go. Now, the pin says 13k, but if you look down on the bottom left corner, you see my GPS says 22k. One is by road and one is by crow. So 13.5 as the crow flies. Oh god, this thing's going to be a handful. Whoa. That's why I wanted to put bigger shocks on this. Alright. We're going to slow it down a little bit. We're going to put this into comfort mode so we're not quite so zoomy zippy. Definitely would have lost it if I had two pallets in here. But because we need to level up quite a bit, I'm going to drive this by hand. And go. See what this thing tops out at. And we're going to drive it by hand so that we get as many points as possible. Once you get over about level 30 or so, which would be about 300k driving, you can get into a lot more autopilot and kind of just let the vehicle take it. Or if you're not worried about leveling up too quickly, just run some autopilot. Oh god, this thing is all over the place. Oh man, I'm wishing I got the dory.
Not the kind of person to say I told her so, but you know what? I told her so. I fucking told her so.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we gone and done it. we got about halfway to our destination, took a turn, maybe slightly too fast, and we've ended up on our side. So let's take a look at our options here. We can call roadside from the control panel. So if we hit R, tow to the nearest road. Your first one is free, and I believe your second one is free as well, but after that, they start costing you money. So you have a couple options. You can save that for a bigger job, or you can call DOT. Now, I don't want to call DOT 100 times. There you go. It will cost more next time. So we'll tow to the road. You see it's actually pointing us in the wrong direction now. So we're going to turn around. But if we keep doing that, it will keep costing us money. So we do have to be careful. You can see we do have some body damage from that roll. So these are definitely things that you should consider. Also, don't buy a Dabo. I am immediately buyer's remorse all over this thing. All over it. It's horrible. Terrible. No good, very bad. Probably great for like in the city, but any kind of speeds, it does not do any kind of speeds. But this is fine, because the next thing that I want to do with this is grocery runs, where we just load up the box of this thing with 100 groceries and go deliver them to people's doors, because that pays fairly well. But in the meantime, I'm going to drive slightly more carefully. Still going to have fun with it, but yeah. we'll see you when we get there. Maybe. Unless we get interrupted by, laws of physics again. Alright. We're about to drop off our very first delivery. Looks like we do have a motorhome here. So remember what I said about the house icon? You can do the same thing with motorhomes. So you can purchase a motorhome, and you can drop it off anywhere, and you can teleport to it for $100. So same function, but mobile. All right. Drop off. There we go. You notice we got to keep all of it, because there's no rental fee, because we own that truck. So we don't have to pay anybody. We're entirely getting paid. So the next step, let's pick up some food deliveries. And we're going to sort these by pay. We're going to make sure that we load up on the highest paying ones first. Now these will become a bit of a pain in the ass here shortly. There we go. So you can only have 10 loaded at a time before you have to strap it. I'm going to do this with mouse and keyboard because it's a little bit more precise. There we go. All right. Let's get more. Yeah, drive. Thank you. All right. More. When you start making some good money, you can just hit the auto strap and it'll just strap everything for you, and you don't have to worry about it. But we are not financially there yet. So let's go strap down everything, because this is unsecured cargo at this point. And like I say, that is subject to fine. You can get kicked and banned from the server for that. So I like the server. I don't want to get kicked and banned from it. So we're we're not going to toggle door. We're going to drive. There we go. All right, let's go start hitting some deliveries. Now it doesn't matter what order you do them in, just as long as you do them all. And you've seen that they're like $300 to $400 a piece. And we've got quite a gap here. So I mean, somebody else has done this recently. Or we just didn't grab enough to get all of the cheaper ones, which are closer. So cargo pays in 2 different ways. Or I guess 3 different ways, I should say. 4, now that I'm thinking about it. So it pays off of demand. The higher the demand, the higher the dollar. The further the distance, the higher the dollar. The heavier the cargo, the higher the dollar. But one of the biggest things is the cargo scaling based on vehicle. So right now, because I'm using a small vehicle, I am getting the best cargo delivery prices. Now, if I was using a moped where I can only carry one, maybe two of these bags, I'd be making the most. There you go, $486 for that load, and that's just one. You make some killer money off of this. There's $1,000. We've done nothing. We have a little tiny shitty truck. We've done nothing, and that's $1,000. But if we were doing this with a much larger truck, like a Titan with a full box, like semi-truck box, we'd be making pennies because of the cargo scaling. If we were using like this vehicle right here in front of us, we would be making maybe half of what we are. There's $525. And there you can see the town effect bonus. Sorry about that. That town effect bonus. So that is in relation to the town status. So if you hit the escape key, it brings you to this. And this is what you're looking at. This is your town effect bonus. We're currently in Ara. So you can see that food is at 34%. They've got some good taxi bus service, no taxi. The policing is up. Garbage is terrible. You can see that there's 83 out of, plus 57% population bonus, which gives us an 11% cash bonus. And that is what we just saw there. So we'll deliver a few more. We'll see the town bonus go up, and we'll slowly start making even more the more we do. There you go, $42. And if we come look at this, now you see the cash bonus is at 12%. So it does add up quite quickly as you start going and start progressing. It does help you as you go. Now it looks like we've got a bit of a haul here. Just to get over to the next delivery, and we are starting to run low on fuel, so we're below a half a tank, so we'll have to consider that. Now, when you get into these more remote areas outside of the starter town, the fuel depots, I should have turned there. The fuel depots will be determined by town bonus. So if the town bonus is below a certain level, or the town percentage is below a certain level, they turn the pumps off. And they turn the service stations off. So you have to make sure that that town bonus is going in order to get full service. God, this thing is all over the place. You hit the brakes and it just stands on the front axle, and then the back tires are just kind of there for show. They're not even there for suggestion anymore. Watch this. Hit the brakes. Yeah, it's all over the place. At least I have a better weight balance this time than when I was coming in here with that big pallet of, what was that, rice or hemp pallet or something like that. Now, with decent vehicle tuning, I think I could probably get this vehicle down a little bit more respectably, a little bit more stable. I think shock absorbers are probably the biggest thing, just to take the bounce out of it. Go. And also take a look at our levels. So on the left center, you see where it says Donut 2, and with everybody else's name, you see we are at driver level 9, which actually conveniently matches, which you will rarely see, our truck level, which is displayed in the top left corner. So that top left corner will change its icon and change its level depending on what you are doing, and whether or not it affects your other levels. So if we're just driving something and we're not doing any deliveries, it'll probably just change over to a, there we go, level 10. So now we can get a real truck. Um, but it'll probably change over to just the driving icon once we're empty. Or because it's a truck, it might stay on truck. I'm not sure. We'll find out. But you will gain points quite quickly in the early game. There we go. We're all done. So we netted pretty close to $10,000 there off of all of that. And we need to go find some fuel, and that is the fuel depot. Where is it? That's not the fuel depot, that's the construction. Fuel depot is past that, I think. I could check on a map, I could ask for directions, but I'm not going to. Oh, let's get some speed. See how this thing handles empty. Not terrible. Oh, I strike that. Take that back. Terrible, terrible, terrible. This is not the way to the fuel pumps. I think I should have turned left at Albuquerque. There we go. Go down here. Go down here past the other dead truck. That's the fuel pumps down there. Look at, they just burned. All right. It doesn't matter what side you're on. It doesn't matter if the engine's running or not. It doesn't matter if the lights are on or not, but I'm going to shut the lights off, shut the truck off, hit up on the D-pad, and we're going to fill up. It's only going to cost us $157 to fill. Fuel is fairly cheap. And there we go. When I say fuel is fairly cheap, $157 to fill a truck this size is astronomical, but when you consider we just made $10,000 delivering groceries, gas is kind of cheap. So there we go. We are at driver level 9, truck level 10. So we are in a position where we can upgrade our vehicle already again. We can't financially do it, but our driver level says we can. So I'm going to do one more grocery run here, and we'll see you in a minute. Well, did it again. The last box. So let's show you how this increases. Go to the nearest road, cost me $100. If I go to the nearest garage, you'll lose all cargoes and trailer. Yeah, we're not even going to play with that. We're not going to play with that. It's going to be several $1,000s. So we'll just go back to here. $100. See, reset my cargo. It is still strapped down though. And that's one of the nice things is the cargo, doesn't matter how many you strap down with your one single strap that you own. You can strap down an infinite amount with it. You never have to buy a new one. Just keep it in your inventory and you're good to go. There we go. There's the last one. $784 for that. So $34,000. We got right around $8,000 for that entire run. So 15 bags. We're averaging right around $500 a bag then. So pretty good, pretty lucrative. And that only takes me like a couple of minutes. I'm just gonna go bombing across this open land here. As you probably noticed that bus is glitching. If you look up in the top center, you can see that the server is running on 17 frames per second. When it starts getting below 30, weird things start to happen. So the AI gets really glitchy, gets really slow. And when you try to do recoveries, especially with winch lines, the physics get a little janky. But that, honestly, the janky physics just kind of make it fun. Like this game doesn't take itself too seriously by any means. Oh, here we go. We've got a big delivery inbound here. I guess while we're waiting for that area, go park up here on the curb nicely. And we'll show you how to buy jerry cans and stuff. So you go see the clerk. See, he lights up with yellow. Sorry, my voice is kind of cutting in and out. And this is where you buy stuff. Now, if you had a house, you buy your different kitchen plates, trash cans, different details and stuff. We don't care about that right now. Thermometer, this would be useful for measuring your brakes and tire temperatures. It's better for racing kind of applications. You can buy a jerry can. So if you have storage in your vehicle, like storage space within your vehicle, I'm not talking cargo space, but inventory space, you can store extra fuel in there. You can store extra coolant. You get a couple different lights. So a couple different options there. And this is just one place where you can go buy stuff. So any of the stores around, you can do that. So we are going to go back up into town now. Now that we're truck level 11. Oh, we're still driver level 9. We've got to be getting close. I'm going to drive for a little bit. Let's see if we can't bump ourselves up to 10, and then we'll see if we can't get a better vehicle. Because dang the Dabo. There we go. Level 10. That's all it took. Just a quick little drive. So we'll rip down to the heavy duty here because that had a couple of vehicle spawn cells. Oh, I guess there's parking right there too. We'll jump over here. This is also a vehicle repair shop and vehicle customization shop. There's a couple of heavy duties around. Repair. Brake pads, you can see we're getting into some wear here. We're not going to worry about those. 2% out of 100. And we're going to change vehicle. We are going to despawn. Yes. And we're going to go... Oh, we're already on the map. Let's see. We are currently way down here in Ara. And we want to get up to Gosan Truck. Or do we want to go to the tow truck dealership? Let's go show you the tow truck dealership. Let's do that. We'll go to this house. Spawn. We'll be a little strategic here. We'll spawn the Tuscan so that we can sell the Tuscan. Because that's honestly all this car is good for. It's being sold. Now, if you can hold on to it, that's cool. But I just recommend selling it. We go to the tow truck dealership. So let's go talk tow trucks and let's maybe figure out a plan for if we turn this into a series or what. Oh, I was going to sell it. That's what I was going to do. Be gone, you POS. There we go. So you sold it for half of what its new value is. It doesn't matter what you put into it, what engine, suspension, aftermarket mods, whatever. It goes for that price. So that brings us up to 39,000. What can we buy? Cannot buy the Pulio. This is what pulled us out earlier in the episode. So we could buy it. We could. However, we would require having a loan for that right now. Because we're only about half, actually we're not even halfway to purchasing it. We could buy the Dory. It's okay. We don't want to get into any medical stuff. That gets a little bit niche. I would recommend that to someone who's bored. Hero rollback, and you get the Brutus tanker and the Brutus wrecker. The Brutus wrecker it's really just a sweetheart, and it's super underrated. She takes a little bit of leveling up to get to. $250,000, but worth it. Golema rotator. Not my go-to because they're a little bit slow, they're a little bit heavy, but incredibly versatile. There's nothing you can't tow with this thing. It will do everything. And then you get the rollbacks. These were just released earlier this week. There's 2 variants of it. They both have the same engine, chassis, transmission, blah, 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 same deck. The only difference is this one has an underlift on it, quite similar to this big stinger you see on the back of the rotator here on my crosshair. Same function as that. It's just an underlift, so you can carry an extra vehicle behind the rollback or a trailer behind the rollback. And this one, for $100,000 less, does not have that. Has all the other same functionality, though. I've got a couple of these, and I've got a couple of these for my fleet because I do DOT, and then I also do just my own private work on my main profile. And yeah, these things just you don't make a huge amount of money with it, but you do make a huge amount of fun with it, if that makes sense. They're not for earning, but they are definitely enjoyable. Now, unfortunately, with all of this being said, there is nothing here for us. There's nothing here that we can really use. So we're going to jump into our least favorite little Dabo. We're going to spawn it over here. And we're going to jump down to the next car dealership. There's tons of car dealerships around here. There we go. Jump into the Dabo. Rip down to the next dealership, see if there's anything that we're interested in. If there is, we'll sell this, buy that. But I don't think this dealership has anything. I think we do have to go down to the truck dealership. We might have to take out a loan. I really don't want to, but when you start getting into the bigger vehicles, then you start getting into the bigger paychecks, because then you can carry more for the same amount of time. But here we go. Here we go. Oh, look, they have a Dabo. We should buy a Dabo.
No! God, please, no! No!
I see somebody's come through and hit the motorhome. Not really anything that's jumping out at me here. What is this thing? Can I open up the trunk on this? No, I can't. Almost wondering if I should just get the Dabo. It's a way better vehicle. Or get the Dory. It's a way better vehicle than the Dabo. But yeah, there's nothing. There's nothing. Alright. We will carry on. All of my icons are red. So we're waiting for a tow. We'll get back down to Gosan truck, sell the Tahoe, get literally anything we can out of it. Yeah, not happy with this purchase. Was not good. Was expecting something that would handle, respectably, but whatever. It is what it is. And I can see Gab. He's on his way in here. He's 100 meters out, so should be pretty quick. Hope he's got a rollback. A rotator. That's a bit much. Oh, and we got Noah here too. All right, so we got some traffic control and some DOT. All right. He's got all the lights on this thing. That's fantastic. And for the sake of safety, I'll go stand off the road. And there you can see how it's wigging out like that. That's desync caused by low server frames. We're going to have a restart on the server here in like 20 minutes. So hopefully that fixes everything. Oh, and I just got the underlift kicked down too far and he side-centered himself. And typically that underlift should go under the front axle, but I think this is a independent front. So just to the frame is probably sufficient. There we go. It's hooked. Bring it up. There we go. And my happy little Dabo is going where it's towed. Hop in the cab. Bring the HUD back. We got Krampus over here driving us around. Jim, is that really needed for a Dabo? Yes. Yes, it is. Oh, there goes Chim. This is standard behavior for Chim. He is crazy. Innocent, but crazy. Oh, she's busy out here today. Oh, yeah. And here you go. So, Schnacks has got a couple of vehicles left out here. Don't do that. See if you can back up this really short vehicle. Look at that, like an absolute boss. Did I just lose my Davo? Find your own vehicle. Oh, I do still have it. All right, so we lost 300 bucks from that. That's fine. But sell it. There we go. So this is part of the fun of being on a live server. You get a little bit of chaos, a lot of life. And it's just all around, it's a good time. All right, I think Kira box truck, I think, is probably going to be our next one. So I don't think there's anything else we can get. Can we push for the little E-van? 'Cause, man, these things are fun. No, I gotta be driver level, or truck level 20. We're only halfway there. Just gotta grind for a little bit more. That's fine. What about one of these? What is this? A matey? Is what it's called? Matey we can almost get. Cargo space 4.8 by 2.4. Doesn't tell me cargo space. Yeah, geez, I don't know. We could steal this truck. It's got a truck borrow on it, so it's nobody's truck. So we could do that. I don't know if we would get don't know if we would get charged rent on this, because I don't know where this came from. So we're not going to risk it. Not going to risk it. We are just going to put it away. Or just get rid of that. We'll be nice. What's up, Jim? Fuck you, Jim. I'm going to open your tailgate. Ah. What are you going to do? Yeah, let's buy the Kira. I'll buy it. And I think we're just going to keep it completely stock. Because it's pretty good on its own. I don't know what's going on here. We're gonna get out of here for that. And the server is going to restart in just a few minutes. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go drive this back into town. And in the meantime, I'm gonna sign off. Thank you all so much for watching. If you want to see more of this, or you want to see a couple little how-tos on the other profile about like how to do a heavy recovery or how to do just whatever, just let me know down in the comments, and I'll be more than happy to throw a couple little quick videos for you together. And if you want to see more of this, again, let me know down in the comments. Anyway, thank you all so much. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video.